Hello, Robert Smith.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to see me today. I'm Dr. Stanley. I'm one of the doctors that works here. Obviously, anything that we say is confidential between us and the team that I work with, and your GP who's asked me to see you.
Okay.
I hear there've been some problems with your housing. Do you want to tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, I've had all sorts of problems. I mean, where do you want me to start? My neighbours, police, people spying on me in my street. None of them will admit to it, but my neighbours, it's mainly them at number 9, but I've seen them talking to the ones at number 6 and across the road as well.
So when did things start to go wrong?
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask them. Well, like when they started properly, like deciding that they wanted me out of the street. I think it was a few months ago. It's been going on for months.
What makes you think they want you out the street?
Well, it's the harassment. It's the spying on me, putting bugs in my house, in my phone. And that at first they thought I couldn't hear it, but now they know that I know that they're there. Saying things about me through the window. Talking about what I'm doing. I know they're doing it. Whenever I leave my front door, woman at number 7, she's always there. She's clocking where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Why do you think they're doing that?
Well, I don't know. They just. I think they want me out. Mm-hmm. I think they're testing me, and they're trying to find out how far they can push me. Basically, it's all part of some test. I don't know why. I don't know what for. You'd have to ask them. That's what I've said to the police time and time again. I've said to them, why are you asking me these questions? Why don't you just talk to them?
You said that your phone was clicking. What was that about?
A landline.
Your landline?
Yep. Somebody rings me or I ring somebody. Between 7 and 10 seconds in, I hear click, click, click. Click, click, click every time.
Any other explanation for that?
I don't know. Well, it could be, but every single time, and then they're talking to me, and then they know what I've been saying down the phone.
How are they talking? Where are they talking to you?
Well, I can hear them next door. Always on the phone again. Always reading that book again. I can hear them saying it, and they know that I can hear them, and that's why they're doing it.
Okay, so just to summarise at this point, your phone's. Something's happening to your telephone. You can hear your neighbours talking about what you're doing, and making a commentary on your actions.
Yep. Every
day, and you feel that there's some sort of reason for all their actions doing this. Any other things that you've got problems with?
Following me down the street. People following me when I'm going to the shop. It's happening more and more. I mean, I've tried to explain to my friends about it. They get really agitated. They think I'm off my rocker, but they don't see it. They're not living with it every day. Okay.
So your friends are worried as well?
Yeah.
So
worried or, I mean, I don't think they're on it. I don't think, but they know a lot about what's been going on. I don't know, maybe the police have been talking to them or something, or maybe my neighbours have been talking to them. Okay. I don't know. Again, you'd have to ask them. But, it's hard to know. It's hard to know who to talk to, because they all,
so
they're all involved.
So this started happening a few months ago. Has it had any other effects on your life?
Well, yeah.
Such as?
Can't really go out. Well, I can, but I know what's going to happen if I do. So I'm just trying to stay low key. I'm trying to stay out of people's way. I've hardly slept for the last, I don't know, I can't remember the last time I got more than 4 or 5 hours sleep.
So what disturbs your sleep?
I don't sleep until, I don't tend to go to sleep until after 2, 3, when I'm sure that they've turned everything off. Right, okay. Downstairs, and just can't, I'm worried about it.
Any problems watching the telly, listening to the radio?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're using the TV as well. They're using all they've got all this technology, obviously. I mean, I know there's all these smartphones and whatever now, you know, all they need is one of them, and they can just... But yeah, TV, you know, they've got the local news, if ever I watch that, you know, there's always some little comment, there's always something they say in there at the end about what's been going on. You know, pretty much every time I turn the TV on now.
Okay.
I mean, it's, you know, it's all just the cable, isn't it? So they could, for all I know, they've just plugged it into that.
What do you mean the cable?
The cable TV, you know, it runs down the street. You know, everybody's got access to it if they know what they're doing. You know.
So obviously, this is all very distressing. All the different things that are happening. Can I take you back a little bit and just find out a bit more about you? I think your doctor said you're age 29.
Yeah, 29.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about where you were born, your upbringing.
Lived North London.
Went to school.
Yeah.
Got on okay at school.
It's all right.
It's all right. Had friends.
Yeah, I had a few friends. I mean, I didn't like school that much, but it was all right.
You weren't in any trouble.
No, not really.
Did you go on to university?
Yeah.
What did you read?
I started doing English, but I changed to philosophy about halfway through my first year.
Why was that?
I didn't like the way some of my English tutors were with me, and I got quite interested in philosophy. A couple of my friends were doing it, and I live with, and just, yeah, it's more interesting.
And then you came to Norwich, and you got a job?
Yep.
What were you doing?
I temped for a couple of years, and then I got a job at Norwich, Aviva. It was Norwich Union for a while, then it was Aviva.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How did you get on with that?
It was all right for a while. It wasn't the best job in the world, but I was getting on okay. Towards the end, not so much. It wasn't the best place to work. No.
Okay.
The department got outsourced. I got made redundant.
Are you working at the moment?
No.
Partner?
Sorry?
Have you got a partner?
No.
And tell me a bit about your family.
Mum and Dad still live in London. Got a brother and a sister. My brother's an engineer. Sister's a nurse.
Are they all well?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah. I don't see him that often, to be honest.
Any history of illness in the family?
I was ill when I was young.
What's wrong? What did you have?
I had meningitis.
Okay.
Yeah. I was told I was quite lucky.
Any mental illness in the family at all?
Mental illness. My mum wasn't well when I was little. She had, after my sister was born, she was depressed, I think. But I don't really remember.
I don't remember.
But she was, apparently. And my uncle on my mum's side had, I don't know, he had to be like institutionalised sort of thing. You know, they had to look after him for a while because he wasn't well.
Okay.
I don't really know about that though.
Alcohol? How much do you drink?
Bit every now and then.
Not a problem.
I'll have a drink if I go out with my friends, but I don't drink a lot at home. I don't really feel I can, to be honest.
And final question, sort of about the background. What do you use by way of drugs?
I smoke a little bit of weed every now and again.
Okay.
You know.
So just to sort of summarise what you've told me in terms of what's been happening, things have been going on for a few months now. There's not really anything exciting, anything different in the background. You've experienced hearing your neighbours talking about you when you're in your own flat.
Yes.
People interfering with your telephone. People putting special messages for you on the television, particularly, possibly also on the radio. Poor sleep, having to wait till everybody's turned everything off before you go to sleep.
Yep.
And of not being able to go out because you feel you'll be followed. You also said that your friends thought that you know, there might be that they were a bit worried about you.
Well, you
They
know,
were.
like I've spoken to my neighbours any number of times, and you know, my friends are there, and I'll say, one of my friends, Mark, I'll say to him, well, look, you can see that they're all spying on me right now, and he, you know, he doesn't, he thinks I'm making it up. He thinks I'm just, you know, embellishing, but I'm not, you know, because it's every day.
It's obviously,
you know,
very, very distressing.
It is distressing.
Thank you ever so much for being able to tell me about all the things that are going on in your life at the moment, and hopefully we can sort something out.
Right. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stanley. I'm Dr. Coyle, and I'll be your assessor today. I wonder if you could clarify for me the psychotic features that Mr. Smith has described.
Mr. Smith has described a number of psychotic features. He has described auditory hallucinations, which he hears in the third person with a running commentary on him. He also describes delusions of persecution, namely the fact that he believes his neighbours are conspiring against him, that he is being followed, that the telephone is being tapped. His final main psychotic symptom that he described was delusions of reference, with messages specific to him from the television. And together, particularly with the running commentary, these would give you the likely possibility of a schizophrenic illness.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stanley.